Good afternoon, everybody. Could you please take a seat? We're a bit late starting, and we've got a lot of good stuff for the next, 2, 3 half days. So if you take a seat, and if our legal counsel, Danielle, if you could please pay attention to me. Thank you. Welcome, everybody. My name's Yanik Hoyles. I lead the overall NDC program, and I also have the pleasure of being your host for these 3 half days. I'd like to thank, before we start actually, our sponsor, Tibco Mashery, for sponsoring this track. Thank you very much. I think it's going to be pretty good, but you'll be able to confirm that in the feedback survey after the event. But we've got some good stuff lined up. If you remember, last year, the WPS in San Diego, there's a lot of stuff about the IT providers. There was some really good engagement from the GDSs, and I think 12 other IT providers stood up in the room saying, yes, we believe in NDC, we'll engage in the world of NDC. That was fantastic. What we committed to last year is that we'd do more work with the travel agent community. We'd do more work with the corporate buyer community. And we also committed. We were kind of saying, well, hey, things are starting to move. So what we're going to showcase to you today, this afternoon, is some of the outcomes of this. So what you're going to hear this afternoon, you're going to hear about the travel agency survey that we've been working on for the last 12 months. And it's actually available in the IATA booth just around the corner. What you're also going to hear about this afternoon is an update on the program, of course, but that's a given. But what you're also going to hear is a step into another part, another industry. We're going to have a colleague from the Accor Hotels who's going to tell us about what's it like in their world as it moves to the world of digital. You're going to hear from 4 airlines, British Airways, Insulair, Qatar Airways, and Qantas, as to what they do, what's been happening for the last 12 months on NDC. What you're also going to hear, I don't get this wrong, is this afternoon, last year we launched the Innovation Fund. Well, we're going to present to you 2 of the successful applicants who will showcase their products, and we'll keep their names silent until later this afternoon. And then we'll finish the day with a session on the value of APIs. And then Dr. Müller, is Claude Müller in the room? I'm sure he's somewhere. We'll talk to you about certification. What are the plans in terms of certification for the usage of these NDC standards? That's it for today. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about, we're going to have a very big European carrier who's going to talk to us about their views on airline merchandising. Then we're going to talk about offer management, one order. We're going to have 3 travel agents who are going to share their views on NDC because, not just thoughts, but because they're engaging in NDC. And that's quite a first, that things are starting to happen. So I'm sure that'll be something to look forward to. In the afternoon, we're going to close the session with what I would say is the business travel value chain. We're going to have 2 sessions which are going to bring together corporate buyers, self-booking tool providers, TMCs. And they're going to discuss what could NDC mean for them, based on some of the work we've been doing with them over the last 12 months, but also based on what they've been hearing for the last 2 days. And finally, on Thursday, if you're still there on Thursday, we're going to have half an hour slot. We're going to showcase the outcomes of the hackathon that Eric mentioned this morning. Over the last weekend, we had 17 presentations of sexy stuff, what you can do when consuming this NDC API with some other APIs. And some of the guys will be on stage to showcase what they're up to. So that's it. That's the program until tomorrow, 2:30, 3 o'clock. But who's the most important in all this? It's the customer. So what we did also over the last few minutes here, well, wait a minute. We're talking about very important people, airlines, IT providers, the travel agents, the corporate buyers, but what about the customer? So what we did is that we commissioned a piece of work. We commissioned the Atmosphere Research Group, Henry Hartevelt, to carry out a survey. I think he surveyed about 5,000 or 6,000 customers, just to try and understand what could the kind of stuff that NDC could enable, how would that resonate to customers, to travelers, to consumers? So with no further ado, I would like to give you a really warm welcome to Henry Hartevelt, who's going to present the findings of this study. Henry.